Hello, and welcome to another episode from Tales of Sleipnir. My name is Chris, and this is my lunch. So, in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth about practices, specifically offerings and prayers. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to skip this whole thing because I'm pretty hungry, and we'll come back once I get done. Yeah. This is from Walmart. I mean, I live off the land, just what's on the land. Alright. We're going to cut here, and we'll be back in a second. So, as I was saying, this is the third video of the series. Again, welcome back. It's good to see you. I hope you can see me pretty well. So, today's video is about offerings and incitements and prayer. You know, something that, I've touched on a little bit in previous videos. If you want to, you can go back and check them out. But today's video is going to mostly, stick to practices and rituals and offerings. So, to start with, of course, everyone has this question: what makes a good offering? Well, for some, some people believe that more offerings make better, decisions, or more offerings or different offerings work in different ways, I guess I should say. So, for me, I look around, I see this nice stream that's right beside me, these beautiful trees, the sun. I notice that I obviously take in the fact that, autumn, fall is here. Yule is pretty much just right around the corner for some of us. So for me, when it comes to offerings, especially to, the spirits that are around us, I personally like to give offerings of fruit. Some vegetables as well. Some vegetation works really good. But I prefer fruit. And the reason for that is I myself enjoy sweets. Obviously. I enjoy, fruits of all kinds, apples, all that good stuff. But, I took into account, what fruits are in season right now. So, from what I gather, apples are in season right now. I believe oranges are as well. Pears, some pears are still fresh right now. And so I've got a small bag down here off screen that I plan on, chopping up some apples, cutting up some pears, and placing them on an offering stone that is conveniently right there in front of me, behind the camera. Relatively nice stone, actually. This whole area is actually very nice. I'm not gonna lie. This seems like a very nice place, for prayer and for gathering and greeting to the gods, to the spirits, to the ancestors. Like I said before, I don't know much about this area. I know this is actually in Norris Dam, in the Norris Dam area, and I believe this is a hiking trail behind me. Goes up the mountain, goes back down towards the main road. You may have heard or seen some cars going by as we're filming. So it's a nice little convenient spot to come in, sit down, take a load off, reflect on yourself, reflect on the gods, reflect on the ancestors, take all of it in. Kind of a way to cut yourself away from the day-to-day. So, back to the topic, because we took a little bit of a segue there. So, offerings. What makes a good offering? Well, a good offering is more or less what you feel, it'll be like something that just kind of clicks in your head. that tells you, oh, this would make a good offering to Thor or Loki or Odin or the ancestors. But when it comes to the spirits, some spirits you're just meeting for the first time, so you don't really have a great idea of what is a good offering. You know, I have actually just down the road from a previous video I tried to film but was unsuccessful. It got deleted, unfortunately. Uh, a little ways down the road, I actually found a spring that held a pleasant spirit there, and I spoke with it. I've developed a what I feel is a very communal friendship with that spirit. Um, and from what I've gathered and what I've seen from practice, that spirit is very fond of berries and fruits like myself. So every so often, when I feel the need to come in and visit with that spirit to cut away from the day-to-day, from modern society, I bring some berries, some fruits, and I don't grow these fruits. A lot of people think, you need to have your own farm, you need to grow your own harvest. That's not true. I mean, it's good. I congratulate you if that's what you do, but it's not necessary. I myself just go to the store, buy some fresh fruit that I believe I look at and I say I would eat. So I mean, that's perfectly acceptable. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Another thing would be to do some trial and error. That's never going to be bad. Do some trial and error. I've said this in other videos, and I'll continue to say it throughout this series. Trial and error is one of the best ways to learn through this faith. You won't know unless you try, and by trying, you get to find out whether there's a good response or a negative response. It's just depending on what you feel is good, and you won't know until you try it for yourself. So, as far as offerings go, again, just to summarize, roll it around in your head a little bit. Let that click just for a second. Meditate on it. Find out what you yourself enjoy, what you would think would be good as a gift to the spirits that you're coming to meet, or to the gods that you're wanting to speak with, or to the ancestors that you're wanting to, get guidance from. Take a moment, breathe, think on it. It'll come to you. It always does. So, what about prayers and practices? Well, when it comes to offerings, a good way to provide an offering, think of it as like giving a gift. Now, when you give a gift, you shouldn't expect anything in return. You should be willing to give from your heart, from your experience. You should be wanting to give that gift to the ancestor, to the spirit you're speaking with. Because if you give with the intent, with the desire of getting something back, that's never going to get you anywhere. That's not going to benefit you. You have to be willing to give just to give, to build that relationship with the spirits or with the gods. So this will be my first time actually communing with this spirit. I've never met them before. I don't know if they'll enjoy the fruits that I've brought to them. I'm hopeful, and I'm going to do everything I can to present it properly. Now, when I say present, there is a sort of presentation I would recommend giving as far as offerings. So, like I said, you want to think of it as a gift. So what do you do with a gift? Of course, you wrap it, you make it look pretty, you make it presentable to the person you're wanting to give it to. So, when it comes to offerings, the same method applies. So, take for instance an apple. When you cut an apple, cut it into 4 slices. One for the ancestors, one for the spirits, one for the gods, and one for yourself, to build that bond. 4 is a good way to balance everything out. Everyone gets something. it's all fair. You know, put in that dedication, put in that practice. You know, cut it up, lay it out, brush off the rock or the wood or the tree, wherever you find a spot to give that offering. Clean it up, make it look good, make it look like something you would want to come to and see and take part of. Because more or less, that's what you're doing. You're wanting to speak to that spirit. You're wanting them to know that you are there, and that you want them to know that you have the honor, the respect of meeting this spirit, and you want to be humble when meeting them. So, again, summarize, presentation, very important. Make it look good. Make it look like something you would want. When it comes to the offering itself, with the spirits, it's more or less trial and error. You don't really know what you're going to get from the offering, but it doesn't hurt to try. At least by trying, you start a relationship. Whether it's a strong one or not, you at least started one. And you can grow from that. When it comes to where to give the offering, it's more or less let the Spirit guide you to where it's wanting the offering. The Spirit has guided me down this trail that I've never been to before. I've never been up this road before. I've never been on this part of this hiking trail. But something told me to take the turn from that bridge that crosses this little stream and come up this way. And sure enough, as soon as I came around this corner, it was beautiful. I didn't want to go anywhere else. I knew this is where I wanted to be. I knew that stone right behind this camera, where I'm going to show you, once the video's gone through, is where I'm going to be doing the offering. Right now, as I'm looking at it, the sun is beating on it, telling me that's where it's supposed to go. These are signs that, the Spirit is here. The spirits are here with me. And they're telling me this is what they're wanting. These are the kinds of signs you have to look for. As a Norse pagan, you'll start seeing these signs a lot deeper. For some just starting out, it'll be kind of hard to spot these signs. But I promise you they're there. My last video, I had a rune screaming at me. I believe it was Fehu. I believe. I had to double check that. But I had this rune screaming at me. Now I don't know, I don't have much practice in runes, so I'm not going to go into definition about runes. We'll do that in another video. But as for the offering, like I said, the sun is beating on this stone behind me, or behind the camera, in front of me. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to end here. I'm going to go through the practice of my offering and let you guys see, get an idea of how I practice and how I present an offering. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't talk too much. I hope it wasn't too lengthy for you. I do thank you again so much for coming out on another episode with us on this journey, and I look forward to many more videos. Again, if you're wondering, I will be leaving a link for this mantle, for this fur, on the description down below. So be sure to keep an eye on that. Etsy is probably one of the best stores you would be able to look for, Viking or Norse pagan style clothing or drinking horns or anything like that. They're not sponsoring me by any means. But, Etsy, if you get a hold of this, give me a call. But Etsy is a good place because it's a place for people who are creative, people who design clothes like these. So, again, I will leave a description. I will leave a link for in the description about this fur if you're interested in it. But yeah, I think it's time we do our offering. So, guys, thank you again so much. In the next few minutes, you will be seeing my offering. I hope that you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. So, skål. spirits of this great valley, I come to you for the first time to greet you and to offer you friendship, it is my hope that you will accept these gifts and that you will enjoy them. I know we have never met before, spirits, but I hope through this offering we can begin a very long, lasting, and happy friendship. I want to thank you so much for allowing me and for guiding me to this fine valley, to this happy spring. It's a pleasure to have this time with you. I thank you, spirits. I hope this can begin a very happy friendship. I hope to see you once again, and I am humbled by this presence. Truly, it goes without saying that this is a beautiful spot, that this is a beautiful valley, that these are beautiful trees. You truly are a blessed spirit to be living in this beautiful, beautiful home. And I thank you for allowing me to see it. Please accept these offerings of fruits. Although it is small, I do hope you will enjoy them. Thank you again, spirits, for this time. You may leave whenever you desire, and I shall take my leave as well.